Hey friends, and welcome back to another Details. So last week we did our trip announcement that both me and Gemma and Johnny and Rebecca are going on the Disney Dream on the 23rd of August to La Coruña from Southampton. So this week we're going to have a look at how we went about booking it, things like the parking, hotels, insurance. We're going to have a look at all that. So let's get to it. Okay, so how we came about this was we came back from Florida and we had a little bit of the Disney blues really, but we just wanted to book something in for the following year. So we came back from Florida in March 2023 and we wanted something for 2024. So we were thinking, let's just have an ordinary peaceful holiday because Florida was hectic. So we decided, oh yeah, let's have a look like a all-inclusive holiday, a beach holiday. And we were looking at all these different places. We were looking at in different places in Greece, Spain, the Canary Islands, all this now. And they were quite expensive for 7 days for all-inclusive. And that was like the cheapest hotels as well. And we didn't really want to go into the bog standard cheap ones. We just wanted to go next one up really. But it's like they were so expensive. They were really expensive for the times that we wanted to go. So Jem did say, the Disney Dream is sailing from Southampton. And I'm like, I'm not going on a Disney cruise. I'm not spending all that money just to go on a Disney cruise, on a cruise ship. I'm not spending all that money. It's too expensive, blah, 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 blah. So then we looked at those holidays. And then I was just like, oh, well, how much are these Disney cruises? And we looked, and it was like only like literally an extra £100 for a Disney cruise. Now, yes, it is like 2 or 3 nights, or 3 nights less than a week, more inclusive away, but you're also getting all this Disney magic as well. So I was like, okay. So we looked into it, and the first room that we booked was on deck 2. I think it was 2046, you'll see it on screen anyway, the room that we actually booked, and it was an outside cabin, midship as well on there. So we thought, oh great, that'll be good, cool, we'll have an ocean view, it'll be really nice. So it's not a veranda, so it wasn't majorly expensive, but we get a porthole. Now that was £2,447.72 for the two of us. So it wasn't too bad. We thought, yeah, it's not bad at all, really. So we went ahead and booked that without really diving into too much details of this at the moment. It's like now we know practically everything about the ship. Well, we know a lot about the ship and everything that goes on there and things as well. But back when we booked it, we knew nothing really. So it cost us £470.23 for a deposit, so we paid that. That was like 500 days out then, so like we got the app, chucked it all on there, and it said 500 days, and we were like, oh wow, cool. So I was just having a look at that next hour. I was just casually looking through the phone and things like that, and then through the app, and I'm like, there's actually cheaper rooms. So we thought deck 2 would be like really like the cheapest and things. And then I looked at it and I was like, those portals don't look as big as the ones we've seen. So I looked where deck 2 was, because I didn't know whether deck 2 was the top or the bottom. Stupidly. Don't know why I thought deck 2 might have been on the top, but hey. So I looked and I was like, we're like at the bottom of the ship. So I was like thinking, is that gonna be worse for like if it's rocky seas and things like that? I'm like, I don't know whether we've done the right thing here. So it was like, okay, what should we do? It's like, well, let's just have a little look again. So we were looking at all these different ones, looking at veranda rooms, and the veranda rooms at the time we were booking was something like 2008, 2009 for the two of us. So we're like, we don't really want to spend that much money this trip. So then we found an inside cabin, and we were like, oh, what's that? And they're like saying it's still got a porthole, it's got a magic porthole. So they have a camera that looks outside of the ship, and then they have like characters appear now and then on there, which is like really cool. It's like, oh, that's pretty awesome. So we decided then to change over. So we changed to deck 10. Again, midship, but an inside cabin this time. So that then lowered the price down. So it was originally like 2,370, I think it was. But then all of a sudden, then it's like we'd done a bit of refresh and things, and it was like £2,340.56, and that's what we actually then paid for then. So it was literally £100 cheaper than what we originally booked. So yeah, like literally within an hour we changed our booking. Thanks really on there. So a lot of people said, oh, they don't like deck 10 because deck 11's above, which is the main pool deck, and I think we are underneath Cove Cafe. But to us, we're not going to be spending that much time in the cabin. We're going to be out and about looking around the ship and things like that. It'll only be literally the early hours of the night that we are actually going to be in the cabin, so we don't really mind that so much anyway. But yeah, so we booked deck 10, so we're in 10545, I do believe. So looking forward to that. We're right next to some lifts and the stairs as well, so that's not too bad. But it is like with the polar opposites of where Johnny and Rebecca are now. Johnny and Rebecca are in 2020, which is quite funny because that's only like I think it's something like 10 or 12 staterooms away from where we were going to be. So that's quite funny that they ended up booking that one there. So yeah, that's how we what we were looking for, why we changed it. Yeah, and then after we done that, then we did actually think, oh, we're gonna stay the night before. It's like, it's not too far away, it's about 2.5 hours, 3 hours drive for us, but we thought, no, we're not gonna risk it that morning, so we're gonna go the day before, and we're gonna stay the night, so then it's literally, we can get up and go there. It all depends on what time port arrival we can get and stuff like that. So we had a look at hotels, and we found this really nice hotel about 25-minute drive away from the port, called Botley Grange Hotel, which is a spa as well, and that's what we thought. We're like, oh, that'd be nice. We can have a nice little spa evening the night before, and maybe even if we get up early enough, we can go have a little swim as well before heading off to the port. But then I was thinking, 25 minutes away is quite a thing to come into the city. Then Johnny and Rebecca said that they were coming, and they might be coming on the train, so we'd have to pick them up. And it's going, oh, it's like I have to find another place to do it and stuff then. So it was just getting a bit more complicated. And then we started talking more to people in the Facebook group that we're part of as well. And a lot of them were staying in the city itself. And we had a bit of FOMO then really on that one. And we were like, oh, well, everyone's going to be meeting up and getting to know each other and stuff like that. So we decided to change then to the Premier in West Quay. So that's where we're going to stay the night before. And we have already started arranging to meet up with some people from the cruise as well, just have a little chat and things before we head off the day after. So the Botley Grange Hotel, so another reason why we cancelled as well is the spa is actually up for refurbishment, and there's no guarantee that it was going to be ready. And coming up closer now, it's still saying it's under refurbishment. So I think the whole point of us going there was because of the spa, and it was £85. But yeah, it's like if they're not going to have the spa, what's the point then really? So that's another reason why we decided to cancel. And the Premier Inn was £132 for that, and we do have to pay for parking, which I think is about £6. I think it is. There's a parking multi-story car park opposite, and I think it's £6 for 24 hours, which is not bad really. But there. So that's what we decided to do with that one, and can't wait to see some people on the ship, make some new friends, and yeah, just have a peaceful time before. We're not going to be out late because we do want to get up and see the ship coming in and stuff like that. So next thing we have a look at was parking then. So we parked with AB Parking, which apparently is the official Southampton Port parking. And when we booked it, I think we booked the parking June last year, so June 2023, and there was an offer on for 10% off that. I think that was up for quite a long time. It's like it might even be on now, the discount. I can't remember the code and things like that, sorry. But just check that to see whether there's discount codes and things like that on there. But it cost us £89.10 to park our car from the day of arrival to the day that we leave. So that's not too bad, £90. We have paid that for shorter times as well before, so that's not a bad time there. With the insurance then, you've got to watch. If you have insurance, like travel insurance, you've got to make sure you have cruise insurance as well. So we don't have annual insurance anyways. We might look into it now that we're doing more and more trips every year. But the cruise isn't part of a lot of them. I know some people who do have travel insurance. I have to look now at it again because it doesn't cover the cruises. So we had a little look. We used all the usual searches, like money. Well, we just searched in there, like comparison sites, and some came up. Not all of them have got travel insurance, so just have a little look at that there. But we went with, I think it was Compare the Market, and then we had a price from one of the companies with that one, and for the two of us it actually came to £29.98, which I think is fantastic really for that, because you get lots of coverage on there. So yeah, that's quite happy. I was quite happy we paid 30 quid for that. So yeah, that's pretty much how we booked all those bits. Now there's one other thing that I wanted to have a chat with you and show you how to do. It's linking reservations. So like I said, me and so Johnny's is coming on with us as well. Johnny and Rebecca's coming on with us. So we decided then for me to link the reservations. Now what happens with that is there's a couple of benefits. It's like one, they know your party is together, so they will try and seat you together for the dine-in and make sure you're in the same restaurants and things like that as well. Now I have contacted Disney and they said it was all fine, but I have seen some vlogs where they have linked reservations, but then things were slightly out. But you just check on the Navigator app. As soon as you arrive at the port, you check, and you check with your friends as well, or your families, whoever you're linking with, just to make sure that you are in the same restaurant, and it'll be fine then. And the same table number, because it'll come up on the app that the table number that you are. Now if it's not, you just head to the restaurants, and then they'll be able to sort it out for you straight away. There won't be any issue there. It's like when you're ringing them up, it's they're not going to know, the operators aren't really going to know until closer to the time. So the best thing to do is just to check it when you're at port, and then as soon as you get on the ship and you've taken everything in, then head straight to guest services and to the restaurants to sort all that out really there. So another thing that is a advantage for it is when you do your port excursions, or port adventures, onboard fun activities as well. You can actually just only one of you. So I could say book us all into Goofy's Simulator, for example. So we wouldn't have to have Johnny or Rebecca going onto the app and trying to sort that out. I could do it for all four of us, and it won't charge me for all four. It'll charge me for mine and Gemma's, and then it'll charge Johnny for Johnny and Rebecca's then there. Or like stuff like the Royal Gathering, you can do that as well. So that's really good for parties. So if you for the online check-in and stuff like that. So then some other people can sort out the online check-in whilst one other person is doing the royal gathering then there. So that's a really good advantage. But we're going to have a quick little look now at how to do all that. So we're on the app now, and we've clicked on at home. So you've got at port and at home. You just click on that when you load it into the app. And as you can see, we got both of our reservations already there. Now you can either do it from this screen, or I'll show you from another way as well. And you just click on the add reservation button there. And it just says in there, last name, date of birth, and reservation number. Now the last name is the last name of the lead party member. So if there's people who are like unmarried or do have different surnames, like friends or whatever, it needs to be the lead party member's surname in there, their date of birth, not yours, but the lead party's date of birth and their reservation number then. So you have to ask them for their reservation. You just click on add reservation, and then it literally does pop up on there, just like that, and you are linked. And I have contacted Disney, and they said, yeah, no, we can see you're all linked there. That's all sorted. Same with those dine-in reservations as well. I phoned them up and I said, can you make sure that we are on the same rotational dine-in and same table? And they were like, oh, no, we can see you're linked. So that's all fine. So yeah, like I said, just do that if you want a peace of mind, but it's all there anyway. Just double check when you get to the port and it'll show you on there. So the other way, if we go into my reservation now, and it pops up on the screen then, all your different things on there. So then if you go into the three little lines at the bottom, which is more, it might be a little bit different on the iPhone. And then at the top then it says add reservation. So you just click on that, and it's exactly the same screen then. So those are the two different ways to do it. Probably similar as well on the computer, but this is probably the easiest way to do it. So I recommend doing that there. But that is it pretty much. That is our experience really of booking the holiday, why we booked it, how we booked it, how we changed it, all our insurance and all those details. And I'm so glad that Johnny and Rebecca could come in as well. It's like, it's going to be great fun with all of us on there together. So yeah, things are like fast like approaching now, all these different things. So but don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can have a watch of those videos. Also, if you join our membership, which starts at 99 pence, or you can have our Skybot tier at $8.99, and you either of those tiers you will actually get access to all our videos as soon as they're uploaded, so you don't have to wait. But if you do want to wait, then that's fine. We have 3 videos every week minimum, so make sure to check those out there. But until next time, see you for another details. Bye guys.